Show, episode number 3. We are live. We have shown up. This episode is going to be shot in vertical mode. There will be another episode coming to you real soon that will be shot in horizontal mode, but this mode is vertical mode. The comments will be turned off on this one and turned on the next one. So stay tuned and keep posted and all that great stuff. We've got a great show for you today, episode number 3. Today we're talking to you about 15-minute gardening. I'm here in the garden and I was taking a look around and I said, whoa. We can't go any further until we start doing some of the things that we're asking other people to do. And right here in our own patio, we've got a mess. So in order to do something about it, we've got to get our gloves on and we've got to set our timer and we got to do 15 minutes. That's all we got to do. Once we do 15 minutes, we'll go between the bins, have a question and answer session if anyone's around. If not, I've got some prepared questions. We'll work together and we'll get it taken care of. So thanks for joining me. God bless you guys. Happy Saturday. It's a beautiful day. I'm gonna get started right here where I work. I'm at a point where I can't take it anymore. So I am gonna put my gloves on. I'm setting my timer and we're gonna get after it. After that, we've got a between the bins segment. I got a couple of questions here in my pocket for you. And then we'll finish you off with a challenge and a clip of the week. So let's jump right in. So the first things first, I've got some organization stuff that I got. So I got my timer. Oh. I kept hitting the wrong button, sorry. Here we go. Timer has started. I've got my stuff here. I'm going to put all of that in one space. With all my plans and stuff. Oh, good. Got some trash here, so hope everybody's had a great week this week. I know I have. A lot of good things going on in here, around here. Yeah, this is turning into a trash can, so I don't want that on the table anymore. Okay. Put that up. Look at this stuff. Okay, so who's with me today? Who all's with me today? Are we live? So when we're in the 15 minutes of gardening, I really try to keep working and talking. But you want to show up, set a timer. The plan today for me was just to find a specific location that needed work, that needed TLC. And I think I found it. It was right here on my home table. So I am now going to pick this up. However, there's some things that don't make for good entertaining content, and this is probably one of them. So I'm taking the hit here, but I do. It is one of the things that tons of people ask me about is what is my technique for gardening? Like what do you do? Like how do you do it? What is your deal? And so what I do, I set a timer and I do the SPOAKS method. I show up, I have a plan, 15 minutes. I plan out what location I want to work in. Today it was this table. And now I'm making some observations when I got here, like i.e. what else I needed to do, what else got added to the situation, what am I going to do when I have pots that I got to carry. So I knew you weren't going to have time, and it wasn't going to be good for good TV if I just kept walking all the way up there. That would be a long joke. Like we would have a long live in my 15 minutes. I would just keep. So anyway, so part of my plan was just to set it right there on the bridge, and then once we're not live, or once I'm in a different variety, we can go on. And then we want to act on that plan. So right now we're taking action. We're collecting our things. These are the tools that we probably should have put up. You really shouldn't get in a habit of leaving your garden tools out. That's a bad habit. Not good. Not good. This is broken. Okay, so these are two plant stands. Plant stands. Okay. So now, look at that. All that hard work. Whew, I'm wore out already. But the real challenge here is going to be this. All of this space. So let's not say we're here doing 15 minutes of garden on the table anymore. Let's say that it's all about 15 minutes of gardening right here, right now. This big pile of weeds. Please, by all means, take a before and after. I probably should have. But I'm here. I'm looking around. I got a lot of goldenrod. I got a lot of morning glory and vinca. Oof. Okay, let's just start the pile. Oh, good. Say a little prayer before we get started. Lord, help there be no snakes. And if there are snakes, Lord, help me get out of their way as fast as I can. I don't want to get bit by no cobra. Okay. We are doing 2 shows today. So if you do not like the vertical format, we are going to be coming back to you live and in person for show number 2. Show number 2 will be shot in the horizontal mode. Keep the same concept. We're going to be talking about the SPOAKS Method. Show up, have a plan, make observations, take actions, ask questions, act accordingly. That's the SPOAKS Method. That's when you have a lot of A's. But right now, we're taking action. We know that this area right here, right next to my garden table, is not where we want to have weeds growing. We want to have herbs growing. We want to have healthy systems. We want to have this tower be filled with kitchen herbs and not morning glory debacles. It's okay to use the table. It's okay to use the table to hold gardening stuff during a gardening adventure. It's okay to use the table to set plants in, but you can't leave the table like that. You gotta return the table to its normal glory. So what I've got going on right now is I'm just using the table to get me sorted out down here. 15 minutes is still ticking away. And that's good. I've got some soil in here. This soil that's in here, I can fluff up. I can basically just pull the weeds out. We can get those planted. I can get another excuse to go to Lowe's and pick up some more plants. I always love doing that. And then I think this space will be better if that garden tower is being used, if it's stacked up to its full potential. And then this space, I believe, will be better used if we can, not have weeds in it. So I gotta just keep going. That's what the K stands for. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's why we set a timer too. Timer helps. 15 minutes. You get to the middle of 15 minutes and you're like, oh man, I need a break. Probably like you're doing right now. There's great content here. I need a break. Again, you can use your garden table to set your trash on. You can't just keep your trash on your garden table. That's not good. Oh, that was a good pull. That was a nice pull right there. Thank you for watching me. We are here. This is the Clumsy Garden Show. Today we are in a patio garden. This is the garden that's right there, closest to your house. It's a great garden if you want to have kitchen herbs, because you can just walk out to your back patio and you can grab whichever herb you want to season your food with, i.e. if you want to get a scoop of thyme and just scoop it up out here, take it in, wash it off, pull the leaves off the sticks. Boom. Chicken thyme, just like the famous chefs do. And all you had to do was walk outside. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna cook chicken. That's one thing that humans love. There's some vegetarians out there, and you can use thyme to season up your vegetables. All right. For me, I love the fact that thyme is like the ultimate pun. So you always find me talking about thyme. I spend my whole workday talking about thyme. So why not spend my weekends talking about the other kind of thyme? That's funny, right? Okay. Almost thought I saw a snake, but I don't think it was. Okay, so now here's the deal. Obviously, you can still see there's plants here. Can you? Can you see there's plants here? I don't know. I don't know what you can see. I'd ask you to comment in the chat, but I can't see. We don't have those. The reason we don't have those is this is a kid's show. You can't do comments when you have a kid's show. But have no fear, clumsies. There is other shows. There is shows where comments will be turned on. But for the kids show, basically I just turn the camera on. I do my thing. I tell my jokes to the kids. That's you guys. And then you guys just keep track of all my great humor. You don't worry about commenting on this one. We'll have our own little live. Ooh, that was almost a good pull, but it crashed and burned. See, 15 minutes of garden. Sometimes you can find a piece of trash. Okay. You're guaranteed to find some weeds. I guarantee you're gonna find some weeds when you get 15 minutes. But so just a review again. 15 minutes using the SPOAKS method. Keeping it real, keeping it fresh. That was a good pull. That was a good pull. You get the whole root system. Yeah, baby. But to review, you want to show up. You don't want to just, obviously that's the first step. And that you can start there. Even if you don't have the rest of the words spelled out, you can at least just show up. But if you're using the SPOAKS method, once you show up, you'll be like, oh wait, I needed to have a plan. So usually, if you're anything like me, you'll make a plan real quick on the fly. I'm getting better at planning, a little longer term. But for now, I still do. I will admit, I do make up plans on the fly. And then you want to take observations. Make sure you don't need to adjust your plan. Again, that's part of making plans on the fly. Let me get you over here. And then you're taking actions. Oh, that was a great pull. Oh, that was award. This was an award winner right here, boys and girls. Would you just look at that? That was a good pull. Good pull. Whole plant eradication. Boom, gone. You're out of here. Good. A great pull. Look at that. Look at that. Would you look at that? This is the dreaded red-green grass. This is why we call it red-green, because it's red down here and it's green up here. Red, green. Now, not my problem anymore. I got it pulled up. This is always the dreaded mint. This is everybody's favorite weed because it at least makes your gloves smell nice. It at least makes your gloves smell nice when you pull it out of the ground. It is invasive. Don't plant mint where you don't want lots of it to grow. Oh, that was a bad pull. This is what's called a bad pull. So here, pulled all the tops of the plant off, but no root system at all. So that means those buggers are still there. When that happens in life, you can get discouraged and get yourself beat up. But just remember, you just got to keep pulling. You just got to keep fighting. I think we're almost done with the 15 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I see one right over here, and it's a big one. So what I want to do is I want to have the big grand finale pull. Let's see. Can you see me? Can you see me? This is the practice pull. Nope, you can't see me. You need look over here. Look over here. Can you see me? Oh, there's the timer. Here's the timer. Here's where I'm pulling. You ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good pull. That was a good pull. Okay, that's our time. Let's get to the question and answer segment. I can take my gloves off now. I finished the gardening. The question and answer segment takes place here between the bins. Here you are. Here we are. We are between the bins. We are live. This is a live show. This is a live scripted show. So, okay. So we learned about the SPOAKS method. SPOAKS. Show up, have a plan, make observations, take actions, keep going, and share your results. Share your results on our community page. Next, the Between the Bins segment. This is a question and answer segment. I currently don't have anyone asking questions. My trusty sidekick was supposed to be here so he could ask my questions for me, but he's not here yet. Germano, please come home. Okay, question number one. When it comes to 15-minute gardening, when is the best time to 15-minute garden? Well, the answer to that question is the best time to 15-minute garden is anytime, really. Yeah, I wouldn't advise gardening in the dark. It's a little bit more complicated. It requires some more lighting, and it's a lot more dramatic. So maybe during the daytime is the best time. But really, any time for you. A lot of times that works good for me is when I come home from work. I got a 15 minutes to decompress. I just set the timer on, and I just do 15 minutes of just whatever's right in front of me. Today, in today's example, you saw me clean off a table. Then I started doing work in a different area, which caused me to load up the table. So this cycle never ends. But Thankfully, I have a show coming up right after this where I'll be shooting in the horizontal format, and we can get all that taken care of too. So, great question. Anytime you want, not in the darkness, usually. Question number 2. Where is the best place to start a 15-minute garden? Like I did today, the best place to start is where you're most comfortable with. So in my backyard setup, the most comfort, my kind of like my headquarters, my central site, my central space, it is the patio. I want all of my paths to kind of flow out from the patio. So the patio today, for this example, was a great space for me to start. Obviously, you saw there was a lot of action for me to get into. So we were at a good place. Question number 3. Does it have to be 15 minutes? Well, no. If you're a new gardener, you can even start with a 5-minute garden. Uh, the more time, the more practice you have gardening, the better you get at it, the longer you can go. But really, I advise, just like a doctor would advise for exercise, just start with 15 minutes. Really, start with 15 minutes. If you can start mastering 15 minutes, or you're not like me, you're showing up, you don't have your gloves on, you don't know where your tools are, you got stuff all over the place. Once you become a master of 15 minutes, then you can kind of scale up and move on. But 15 minutes, I believe, is a really good place to start. It's also a good place to get your heart activated. You can get up to light all the way up to medium heart range for cardio. And then if you're doing some serious 15-minute gardening, I mean, I'm talking lifting some heavy bags of soil or digging some seriously deep holes in the time of 15 minutes, you could actually get up into the high cardio range. So there is that. You do have that potential when you're 15 minutes gardening. And think about this. It's a 2-for-1. Gardening counts as a 2-for-1 because it is exercise. You can say, yes, doctor, I am in fact exercising. Question number 4. What do you garden if you don't have a yard? Well, that is a really good question. There's a lot of things you could garden if you didn't have a yard. If you're thinking of just the nature type stuff, you could think maybe a rock garden or maybe like a sand garden where you can kind of just carve out some shapes or some lines. Do some sand art therapy. Another thing you can think about is possibly indoor type gardens, indoor situations. If you don't have any space outside of your home or you don't have a yard, you can also think about gardening inside your home with a small little plant shelf on a south-facing window, or you could do like an aquaponics system, and that would be a lot of fun. Okay, so that is Between the Bins. Thank you for your questions. Keep your questions coming. We're going to keep doing this segment. I believe Between the Bins is a good chance to get to know your neighbor, and hopefully Germano is going to be coming home real soon, and he'll be here to ask the questions. Okay, our challenge of the week, 15-minute garden. That's what I challenge you to do. So just like you saw me do today, and just hopefully, even if you want to reset your timer, watch this again, because you know I've got a 15-minute timer going. When I start that 15-minute timer, you can start your 15-minute timer. You can hear me talking about the SPOAKS Method, and you can just get after it, and I'll be there with you. So that's pretty cool. That's your challenge of the week. Thank you guys for doing those challenges. Keep your coming. Keep showing up in the community chat. We love to have your engagement. We love to have your connection. We love to have your presence. So lastly, we end the show with our clip of the week. Today, our clip of the week was a video I shot last Sunday after we put these plants in the ground. If I could reenact it, I would. Okay, I will. I came over here and I did a scan and I looked and I saw that zucchini right there was, that zucchini plant right there was in shock. And so I did some special Steven Spielberg effects with the camera work. I come clod hopping over here with my galoshes on, and I was basically, I did some really good monologue work here, not unlike I'm doing right now, but it was really good. It was called Plant Shock. It's a real thing, and anyway, so that was the most views. It got up to 1,612 views. So, hey. But anyway, have a great week, everybody. Thank you guys so much for stopping by this live. It was a lot of fun to do. We didn't have too many hiccups and we weren't too clumsy. So, and we got done before 30 minutes. So, in my book, it was a good show. Love you guys. We'll see you next week. Take care. Ta-ta. be done.